Hey friends, I am back and I'm going to do our mini lesson for day 4 of reading, and for that we're going to be analyzing the author's craft. And so if you look at your packet, it says your author's craft is what did your author do that stands out, and why do you think the author wrote the text that way? So I like to think of my author's craft as my what and my why. What did my author do and why did they do it in their story? And so I have a couple spots in A Bikes Like Sergio that I think really highlight author's craft and makes us think about, okay, what did my author do and why did they do it? What was the purpose behind it? What did we learn? What did we feel from our character, from our book, by the author doing it a certain way? And so the first thing that I wanted to talk about was, let me flip to my page, was this part when Reuben loses that $100 bill. And there's a really powerful sentence, and it says, rain and tears feel the same way. And if you look closely at the picture, you can tell that it is raining and that he is crying, he's upset, he's sitting outside because he has lost that money. And so this sentence, it's comparing how rain feels and how tears feel. So think about if you were to go outside, it's been raining the past few days, so maybe you have stepped outside and you have felt the rain, you've gotten wet, it's an uncomfortable feeling, you don't enjoy it, and if it's really raining or if you're out there for a long time, you're going to get very, very wet, you're going to get soaked. And then if we think about how that is the same to tears, if you are really upset and if you are really crying, you might cry a lot and you might soak your shirt, it might all drip all over you, you might do some arm action, really get just nasty, covered in tears. And so that is how Reuben is feeling. He's saying, hey, this rain is coming down and it is soaking me just as my tears. I'm crying so much that my tears are soaking me. I am so upset. And so that kind of helps us know how Reuben is feeling. It's a very purposeful we're comparing rain, and we're doing that so we know exactly how Reuben is feeling when he is crying. And also think about how a rainy day makes you feel. You know, it's been rainy the past few days, and I am never the happiest when it rains because that means we have indoor recess, we can't go outside, we can't run around, we don't have the sun shining in, that natural light that just brings a smile to my face, and I know a lot of you feel the same way. So rain automatically kind of is a gloomy, it's a dark feeling, we don't enjoy it, and so that kind of also shows us how sad Reuben is. Because it's not a sunshiny day. You're not normally as sad as you are on a sunshiny day as you are on a rainy day. So that is another way that our author really let us know how Reuben is feeling. Now, something that is repeated throughout the book is called A Bike Like Sergio. The very, very first page says, every kid has a bike but me. And we see the kids riding the bike. The next page, we see Sergio on his new bike. The bike is in the corner. The next page, we know Reuben really wants a bike. And we know that he takes the money so that he can get the bike. Then he's at school. He's dreaming of his bike. You know, he's drawing a bike. He's at the bike store. So as you guys can see, and that's just the first part of it, a big word or a big part of the story that is repeated a lot is bike. And so that really helps us know, what does Reuben want? Reuben wants a bike. And so it is just repeated throughout the entire story. So we're looking for repetition in our story. So what did the author do? They repeated the word bike. Why? Because it lets us know how much Reuben wishes that he had one so he could be like the other kids and so that he wouldn't have to walk or run. He could just be riding his bike. And when Reuben finds the dollar, or what he thought was a dollar bill, and he really looks at it, he finds out that it's $100. And if you look very closely, right here, it says it's $100. And if you look at those words, they're not up and down like the other words for $100. They're slanted. We call this italics. And our author will put something in italics if they want to emphasize it. So it lets us know that it's not $100, it's $100. And it makes us read it differently. It lets us know the importance of whatever it is that is italicized. So what did the author do? The author italicized words. Why? So that we would know the importance of those words. So he did it when he said $100, and then he did it near the end when Reuben finds the $100 again. The word, this, is italicized. So it wasn't the pocket he thought it was originally. It's this pocket was where the money was. And so that is another author's craft move, something very purposeful that our author did to help us understand the story more and get more out of the story. And I want us to flip back to the part where they show Reuben at school. Now, I want you guys to think about everything that you learn at school. You learn a lot. And so when you're learning at school, it's very interesting that both times Reuben is at school, the teacher is talking about money. The first time, they are talking about spending money. And remember, he blows it all on a camera because he's too focused on his bike. And the second time, they're learning about how many nickels are in $1, how many quarters are in $5. And so I think it's very interesting that the author chose to have the lessons in school be about money because it helps us know, hey, Reuben's kind of learning how important money is and how much it costs, or how much a $5 bill is worth, how much a quarter is worth. And so it really emphasizes how much that $100 bill is worth. And it also helps us show you can either make your money stretch out by spending it a little bit and really planning out how you're going to spend your money, or you can get rid of it like that, like what Reuben would do if he got the bike. He would get rid of that $100. But if you think about how the woman in the blue coat or his parents might have spent that money, they would have been more strategic. They would have thought about it a bit more so they could make that money last longer. So I think it's very interesting that our author purposely chose, that wasn't an accident, to make the lessons in school be about math to show us the importance of money in the story. And lastly, I want us to talk about, there's several points in this story where our author has included little dashes. I'm trying to get to my page. Okay, the first one is here in this paragraph. It says, she's out the door, but I don't chase her. It's just $1. So you see right there, that dash, it's a hyphen, and it makes us pause and really think about what's coming next. Well, he's not going to chase after her. It's only $1 after all. And so throughout the story, that's one time that our author does it. On this page, let me make sure you can see that. At the top, our author does it. He pulls out the crumpled dollar and he stares because he realizes what it is. And then, beep, beep, beep. He does it again here when he finds that that pocket where the money is actually still closed. It's still zipped up. His money has been safe and sound all along. And when he goes to the store and he sees the woman, it says, someone bumps me, apologizes in a soft voice. I turn. So it kind of slows down our reading a bit to make us really focus on what comes after that dash. It almost acts as a comma in our story. So the author repeated that. That's another way the author repeated something very purposeful in our story. He repeated using dashes and hyphens to help emphasize that, hey, something dramatic, something big is about to happen. He opens that dollar, he stops and stares because it's $100. He bumps into the woman whose money it is, and he turns slowly because he is so shocked. And again, we see when he's going back and forth where the money was his, but really hers. And so then he goes back and he needs to give it to her. And so I know that was a lot. I'm going to kind of make that into a chart and post it for you guys so you can see it. But there are lots of things that your authors are going to do in your stories. Think about the what they are doing and why. What does that mean? Why is your author choosing to do that? Go ahead and try it with Peter's Chair. I know you guys got it. If you need help, let me know, and I will be more than happy to help you guys. All right, bye.